This is CBS.
California strawberries, $1.88 a quart. Country Club ice cream or frozen yogurt, 1/2 gallon, 99 cents. Peninsula sugar, 4-pound bag, 88 cents.
Introducing the new minivan store at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Shop the widest range of models and options with savings on America's most popular minivans, like Voyager, an outstanding family value. Get roominess and versatility, plus automatic air and driver's minivan airbag for about $14,400. If you're looking for a minivan, any minivan, first see the experts who've sold over 3 million. The minivan store, only at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Rebate offer ends March 31st.
Most places that sell subs are generous with the lettuce and stuff, but what about the meat? Let's see. Ooh, a lot of stuff. But at Arby's, their subs are loaded with meat, not lettuce. So their new hot ham and Swiss sub for $1.99 is filled with juicy, fresh sliced ham and melted Swiss on a toasted roll that can barely hold it all. Oh, there's the meat. Where? That's right there under that pickle. That's an olive. Oh, yeah. Arby's new hot ham and Swiss sub, just $1.99. Hey, different is good.
You're watching WSBT-TV, your hometown station. This is WSBT-TV Eyewitness News, Night Shift.
Good evening. A new bill in Indianapolis is refueling the local debate over gun control. The proposal has already passed in the Senate and will soon hit the House floor. It's supposed to make state gun laws uniform and takes away the power of local governments to impose gun control ordinances. The Night Shift's Eileen Faxis reports it's a new battleground, but the weapons are the same.
Old issue, new firepower. Mayor Joe Kernan absolutely does not want to see Senate Bill 241 push through the State House.
And this bill would tie our hands.
Violence and guns were a centerpiece of Kernan's State of the City address this year. He wants South Bend to impose some kind of gun control ordinance and says that kind of control is Home Rule's prerogative.
This gun lobby is very powerful. It is well financed. It's very well organized. And they would like nothing better than to just have to deal with the Indiana legislature as opposed to having to deal with communities all over the state of Indiana.
The argument from the NRA, which is lobbying for the bill, remains largely unchanged.
A person who is not a law-abiding citizen, they don't come into a gun shop to buy a gun. They're going to rob trucks. They're going to get them out of people's houses somebody else has robbed.
The criminals are buying guns in the stores. They're buying them at the gun shows. They're buying them at the pawn shops. You know, a lot of them are stealing them.
Sergeant John Williams has shootout stories for every street corner. He likens it to the Wild West, where everyone had a gun.
Probably 1 out of every 5 calls that we have dispatched now are shots fired or some kind of armed disturbance compared to 20 years ago when I started on the job. You might get 1 out of 30 calls.
But this crime fighter's point of view may take you by surprise. In a debate, many feel they've already heard.
I don't think the ordinance is really going to have any effect on it at all, you know, because they're going to find a gun.
In South Bend, Eileen Faxis, Eyewitness News, Night Shift.
Senior Notre Dame running back Reggie Brooks may face charges of possessing a handgun without a permit after an arrest in Marshall County last night. Brooks was one of 3 men in a car stopped for speeding near US 31 and US 6. Police found 3 unregistered handguns during a search of the car. The 3 men were released on bond after being charged initially with Class A misdemeanor. No official charges have been filed. The 22-year-old Brooks gained nearly 2,000 yards for the Fighting Irish last fall and is expected to be a top pick of the NFL draft. More details tonight on the partially decomposed body found yesterday in Wayne Township in northern Cass County. Sheriff Joe Underwood says preliminary results show the body is that of a man 35 to 45 years old. He was 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed approximately 140 pounds. Authorities are ruling blows to the head as the preliminary cause of death. Results show the man has been dead between 1 and 3 months. The county's Major Crimes Task Force is following up leads of missing persons from surrounding counties and states in hopes of identifying the body. Police tonight are using dogs to aid in their search for a LaPorte teenager missing since Friday. 16-year-old Raina Ryson has been missing since she left the Pine Lake Animal Hospital 4 days ago, and police say they have no suspects and few leads. Authorities found her car Sunday on a remote road in LaPorte County with its hood up, the keys in the ignition, and Ryson's purse inside. Police are investigating a report that 2 men were seen near the girl's abandoned car Friday night. And yesterday, the FBI came in to help with the search. A 2-year-old Illinois girl barely escapes injury today after deciding to ride along with her father to work. Michael Rory was unaware little Allison had climbed onto the back of his van until he was speeding along the highway at 60 miles an hour. Dorothy Tucker reports.
Route 176 is the road Robert McGill was traveling when he saw a little girl clinging for dear life to the back of a white van. McGill is the man who saved the little girl's life by stopping the van. The girl is 2-year-old Allison Horry. She'd managed to sneak out of her parents' home and climb on the back of her father's van just so she could go to work with Daddy.
She walked out my front door. I came out my back door to run to tell my husband quickly. Someone called from his work. I ran back in that door, never looking at the back, to get my kids to take their new puppy out, and she was gone. I thought she was hiding in our house.
While Pam was inside of the house looking for Allison, her husband pulled out of the driveway and down the street. Pam's husband didn't want to show us his van or talk about what happened, but this is the same make and model that he drives. And Allison was hanging on to a strap like this one when McGill saw the van speeding down the highway.
I just cried, oh my God, I can't believe that, you know.
McGill says he blew his horn, flashed his lights, trying to get the father's attention, but it didn't work. This is the viewpoint that the father had. He's sitting in the driver's seat looking right out of the front window. And even if he had stopped and looked out of his side view mirror, he would have never seen his daughter. As the van approaches Old McHenry Road, McGill finally has a chance to speed ahead and cut the van off.
I rolled down my window, yelled, no, rolled it down. He had his down partially, and I told him there was a kid on the back. You know, I had no idea it would be his kid. He got out, and when he got out, when he got to the back of his van, he noticed it was his own kid. You know, of course, he said, oh, my God. And she didn't get off until, you know, Dad grabbed her.
It's unbelievable, and it's just a miracle that she's here.
Allison's dad is still shaken by the incident, and his wife says he's just glad it's all over and their daughter is safe and sound.
McGill and another driver who tried to help the little girl will be honored for their efforts by city officials. Members of the Branch Davidian cult may be ready to end their month-long standoff with federal agents. An attorney hired to represent cult leader David Koresh says the group wants to come out of the compound near Waco, Texas. Dick DeGuerin spent more than 6 hours in the compound today talking with cult members.
Well, I think it's important for David and others to get answers to the questions that are bothering them about what's going to happen to them, and that they get those answers from someone that they can trust that's on their side, and that's their own lawyer, and that's my role.
An FBI spokesman says authorities let DeGuerin meet with Koresh after the cult leader began talking Sunday. The Houston attorney was hired by Koresh's mother to represent her son. President Clinton's plans to end the ban on federal funding of abortions is stirring up trouble. Next week, Clinton will ask Congress to revoke the Hyde Amendment, a 16-year-old ban that prohibits the use of Medicaid funds to pay for abortions. The author of the amendment says many in Congress who claim to be pro-choice may not be ready to accept the fiscal responsibilities.
I think this will compel and coerce millions of people whose consciences are violated by this to participate in the killing of the unborn.
Congresswoman is saluting the president for keeping his promise.
Statement that abortions and the full range of reproductive choices will be available to all women regardless of income, and therefore included in Medicaid if he has his way. I think it's terrific. It hasn't been listed.
The Hyde Amendment currently bans Medicaid abortions except when a woman's life is threatened. It's back to winter weather conditions soon. Let's check in now for a first look at our forecast with Sam.
And that transition day will be tomorrow in and around Michiana, with temperatures tomorrow morning in the mid to upper 40s, dropping down into the lower 40s by afternoon with wind-driven rain. Colder temperatures continuing to work our way, and it appears from our newer guidance tonight that there may be a better chance of some snow. And I'll tell you more about that coming up with weather.
Okay, Sam, still ahead on the night shift. A new medical breakthrough in the fight against AIDS. A new grand jury investigation into the Amy Fisher case. Plus new hope in preventing asthma attacks. So stay with us.
I was at a red light, and a guy behind me jumps out of his car and taps on my window. I roll it down. He says, "Hey, what kind of car is this?" I said, "It's a Saturn." Oh. Light turned green. I'm like, take off. Get to the next red light. Boom, here he comes again. "Hey, how much do you pay for this?" I tell him. Go to the third red light. He jumps out again. "How many miles to the gallon you get?" I said, "Man, give me a break. Just go buy one. Leave me alone."
Now, not only does Hooks promise the best prescription service in town, we deliver. Free prescription delivery from Hooks drugstores.
Harding's people help us get our shopping done fast, so we have more time for fun.
Whisk powder, 25 load, or Whisk liquid, 64 ounces, just $3.98.
That's what friends are for.
Time now for Who Got More Bang for Their Buck. Couple A, who shopped at a department store and bought this queen-size mattress set for $499.99. Or Couple B, who shopped at Big Sur Waterbeds and for $499.99 got this queen-size waterbed with reading lamps, 12 drawers of underbed storage, and heated flotation sleep. Plus, at Big Sur, they could have chosen any of these waterbeds for the same low price. So which couple got more bang for their buck? Compare value, and Big Sur can't be beat. Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest.
Here's a question. What do you get when you take a new Mercury Cougar, give it more standard features with just about power everything, give it a stylish new interior wrapped in leather, a lower price than last year's Cougar LS, and offer it all up in a hot-looking sport package called the Max Edition? What do you get? Notice. The new Special Edition Max Cougar. Oh, hurry. Supplies are limited.
Here's what's happening around the rest of the world tonight. In Denver, Colorado, a team of chemists say that they've discovered a new plan of attack against the HIV virus. Doctors say they found a way to render the HIV inactive or ineffective. The process involves dye compounds like the brighteners used in some laundry detergents. So far, it's only been proven in a test tube and not an animal test. In Long Island, New York, a grand jury hearing is underway to determine if Joey Buttafuoco will be indicted for statutory rape. Amy Fisher is expected to testify she began having an affair with Buttafuoco when she was 16 years old. Fisher is currently serving 5 to 15 years for shooting Buttafuoco's wife, Mary Jo, last year. Mary Jo plans to testify on her husband's behalf. And close by in a Manhattan courtroom, the Woody Allen, Mia Farrow child custody battle continues. Attorneys for Farrow are seeking the testimony of a New York City social worker who investigated Allen for child abuse. Social worker Paul Williams handled the New York probe of allegations involving the couple's adopted daughter, Dylan. Allen says a report issued there 2 weeks ago clears him. Tonight, how the weather forecast may help predict a stroke. Also, a drug that prevents asthma attacks. The weather and season may be partly to blame for an often fatal type of stroke. Subarachnoid hemorrhage occurs when an artery in the brain ruptures and causes bleeding. There is often no warning. A new study shows this kind of stroke often hits men in late fall or early winter. For women, it's late spring. Climate changes were also a factor, at least in men.
We found that very often weather fronts would pass through the area 2 or 3 days before this stroke occurred in men. We did not find a similar correlation in women.
Why the climate affects men and not women is not yet known. A new class of asthma drugs may actually prevent asthma attacks. Current drugs expand blocked airways in the lungs or lessen swelling in the airways. The new class of drugs that come from amino acids seem to block the process that causes blockages or inflammation. So instead of treating the asthma symptoms like wheezing and coughing, it may actually prevent the symptoms. Early tests have shown it to be effective, but more studies are needed. Tomorrow night on Family Health, a device that may offer women an alternative to hysterectomy.
It's raining like crazy. We've got this huge 18-wheeler on our left and nowhere to go. And then the car in front of us starts to skid. Full of luminous stuff just like that.
It was the anti-lock brakes that saved us, Mom.
Yeah. You can't put a price tag on that.
Chevy Lumina is made for today's family, designed to be safe, and almost 2,000 less than Taurus or Accord. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America? See your Michiana Chevy dealers today.
Rescue your family from the ho-hum, the humdrum, and the glum. Lighten up in Indianapolis this weekend.
Lighten up in Indy. Lighten up in Indy. Lighten up in Indy. Lighten up in Indy. Lighten up.
For information and hotel reservations, call 1-800-323-INDY.
Want to get a clean start at planting and no-till? Get Roundup.
That is the #1 rule in no-tilling when we talk to people is begin with a clean field. Burn the weeds down. A burn down is absolutely essential, and Roundup is the ticket for that.
It is cost effective per acre, and you can get, broad weed control, and not spend a lot of money out there.
Get a clean start in no-till with Roundup for just $39.50 a gallon in 30-gallon drums. It's never cost less.
When you first see Buick's 90th anniversary edition, you'll be amazed. Because Buick is doing something that's never been done before, rolling back the retail price of a hot seller. Introducing the anniversary edition Buick Lesabre at one low, no-hassle price of just $18,999. That's a $2,900 factory price rollback on Michiana's best-selling car, luxury equipped. And you know what the competition's going to say. See your better Buick dealer today.
Well, we usually call Wednesday Hump Day when we're kind of over the hump and heading downhill toward the weekend, but you're calling it Transition Day, huh?
We're going to, call it Transition Day because of the fact that tomorrow will be a transition from the beautiful mid to upper 60s we've been enjoying over the past couple of days in and around Michiana to the 30s with possibly snow for April Fool's Day. Tell you more on that in just a moment. Rita Marnocha of South Bend sends in our featured photo tonight. A waterfall from Maui, Hawaii. How does that look? Pretty awesome. Well, out there, not too bad. In fact, rather awesome for this time of the year. Partly cloudy skies, 50 degrees, humidity 86%, dew point 46, falling pressure, east wind at 6, no precipitation yet today in and around Michiana, but definitely some in the forecast for tomorrow night, into the day on Thursday with maybe some snow as well. But in my forecast, increasing and thickening clouds overnight tonight, rain and cooler tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow evening. Very windy, though, turning colder, and then again that rain, a possibility of being mixed with snow by the time we do head into April Fool's Day. Here's the warmth with the ridge over the Great Lakes and the Tennessee and Ohio River Valley, and here's this big storm system with the associated wave working into the Great Lakes and the Ohio River Valley with the strong upper-level low and with a cold push of air into the Great Lakes, and that will be our change as we head into Thursday, and this obviously will be the energy for the showers and the abundant amount of moisture expected to work our way as well. Latest satellite close-up continues to show the increasing and thickening clouds in through Michiana, but further back upstream, showers, thunderstorms, some up over 40,000 feet towering in the atmosphere, producing not only thunderstorms, but producing 70-mile-an-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and 10 tornadoes today in and around Clinton, Oklahoma. Tornado also near Branson, Missouri. Again, numerous reports of severe weather from the Central Plains, mid-Mississippi Valley, down into the lower Mississippi River Valley, and there are a number of severe weather watch boxes in effect for the late night and overnight hours. But as far as the precipitation is concerned, dry here, but here are the showers and the thunderstorms back into Iowa, extreme west central Illinois, down into Missouri, drifting north-northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Again, a cluster of storms around St. Louis have had a history of producing severe weather, and I'm not quite sure we'll have to worry about severe weather tomorrow, but I do think we could possibly see a thunderstorm. What we will see will be abundant amounts of precipitation. Earlier, the forecast models were saying we could see up near an inch of precipitation. Tonight's newer guidance out tonight says we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain tomorrow into tomorrow night, ending Thursday. And then as the precipitation continues to work in, and as the colder air slides down from the north, the precipitation will change over to snow, and we could be looking at an inch or so of wet snow late Thursday into Thursday night. Hard to believe, folks. We're heading into April, but we are. Short-term forecast in a moment.
What does your friendly bank do when you ask for a loan? Ooh, no kidding. Well, if we were you, we'd bank with us.
Toyota Corolla's affordable, and it's been a benchmark in America for 25 years. Your Toyota dealer invites you to step up to a whole new level of Corolla. New levels of room, safety, performance. Corolla, with definite family influences from Camry and Lexus. For a limited time only, there's a Corolla special lease program. And now more Corollas are being built in America than ever before. Toyota's simply irresistible sales event on now.
Those who dominate their field find the struggle to reach the top brings rewards well worth the price. For soybean weed control, the same holds true. And this foresight has made Pursuit herbicide the leading choice for the highest degree of overall control against over 40 tough weeds all season. So it's only natural you've put Pursuit on top, because those who better see where they're going can best see how to get there.
All right, folks, listen up. An important April forecast. But tonight, increasing and thickening clouds, low 45. Then tomorrow, periods of rain, turning cooler, becoming windy. Temperatures tomorrow in the 40s and falling. Tomorrow night, very windy, colder, showers, maybe a thunderstorm in the evening hours. Overnight low down around 37. And then steady temps on Thursday in the mid-30s, cold and windy. Rain possibly mixing with snow at times. North-northeast winds 15 to 30, and the snow continuing into Thursday night, possibly lingering into Friday morning as well. Again, possibly an inch or so of wet accumulations.
As I recall, March kind of came in like a lamb, too.
It really did, not like a lion.
Okay, we'll see. Well, Chris Anderson, sports tonight.
We got some basketball, the Bulls, and the NBA's team with the best record, Phoenix Suns, and a little golf before Sam Snow comes in. Stay with us.
These are the names of all the people who bought Fords last year. Thanks to them, Ford had the #1 selling car, #1 selling truck, and the #1 selling sport utility vehicle in America. Not to mention Motor Trend's Car of the Year. For those who don't see their name, your Ford dealers are offering the well-equipped F-150 Special for only $11,730. Plus, get a preferred care package and a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty at no extra charge. With an offer this great, maybe this year we can add your name to the list.
California strawberries, $1.88 a quart. Country Club ice cream or frozen yogurt, 1/2 gallon, 99 cents. Peninsula sugar, 4-pound bag, 88 cents.
Shoebiz wants to put some spring in your step. This spring is going to be hotter than ever. Thousands of great new dress and casual shoes for men and ladies. Soft Spots Leather Comfort Casuals. 2 styles to choose from. Regular $60. Now an unbelievable $25. Dexter Tassel Loafer for men in black or burgundy leather. Just $39. Hush Puppies mid-heel dress pumps. You'll win a pair of these in 2 or 3 colors at only $27 a pair. Winter may change to spring, but some things never change. Shoebiz always gives you the best service selection. And of course the best value for your money. All at Shoebiz.
Vast open spaces, sleek lines, free-flowing water and ice, smooth gliding, cool, crisp freshness, and brilliant light, all someplace a little closer to home. A refrigerator refrigerator designed from a blueprint by Mother Nature, by KitchenAid, for the way it's made.
Michael and the gang manhandled Phoenix earlier in the season. Tonight, the Suns out to prove why they have the NBA's best record. Yes, the revenge factor loomed large at the stadium. Michael with a normal night, another 44. Let's watch that move one more time for the league's leading scorer. Nice move by Jordan. How about this one? The little finger roll over the guys in the middle. Phil Jackson says, I can hang with these guys. Suns haven't won 52 games for nothing, though. Sir Charles, 2 of his 26, he gets the roll. Then Paxton beams up Scotty for 2 of his 19, but KJ will use the glass to put this one away. Despite Jordan's 44, Bulls fall 113 to 109. The Pistons at the Palace to entertain the Shaq and the Magic. O'Neal spots Donald Royal on the back door. The Pistons respond on the bucket inside by Isaiah Thomas. Then things turn ugly. Watch this. The Shaq taking a piece out of Alvin Robertson, for which he was later tossed, as were Robertson and Thomas a minute later. Expect a hefty fine for the rookie tomorrow from the league office. Shaq held to 7 points, but the Magic go on to win big 105-91 for their first ever win over the bad boys. And who's really bad? Well, the Notre Dame football team held its annual spring press luncheon today in South Bend. As always, Lou was the keynote speaker, and Holt says the Irish have a very good attitude heading into spring drills.
So it's not just finding people that can play. We got to generate the chemistry and the confidence and everything all over. It's not like this is the first year I can ever remember. None of that's carried over. None of it.
I think what we're trying to do right now is see a little bit of all of it, and then as we get into the fall, we'll narrow down a little bit more what we're capable of doing with our talent.
We need to go into fall knowing that we have a solid person running this team.
And that very well could be Kevin McDougal. In news from the Diamond, the Philadelphia Phillies have made Darren Dalton baseball's highest paid catcher. He'll make over $18 million for 4 years. Tonight in Sarasota, the White Sox entertaining the Rangers from the Lone Star State. Billy Ripken robs Ozzie Guillen of the base hit. Then Craig Lefferts fans Lance Johnson as the Rangers go on to shut out the Sox 3-0. Well, if you think you've been affected by the warm temperatures we've had the last 4 days, you're not the only one. Mike Stack took to the links today and found a few of Bill Murray's friends paying tribute to the game they love best.
Spring has finally made a long-awaited visit to Michiana, and some golfers out at Knollwood Country Club took full advantage of the pleasant weather.
Actually, the first crack off the tee, I was doing well. I was on the green in regulation by a 3-putter. That's where I had a raw trouble today, putting.
So how'd you hit him today?
Pretty well at the end. Didn't start out too well, but it's been a beautiful day.
The beautiful day brought out some of Michiana's most interesting golfers.
Today, I think I am too down to Jim Basney, but he's playing awful well. You know, if you're a car dealer, you can afford to do those things. You can go south for a tour and things along that line.
How's the swing look? Great. I'll send you a copy. I don't want to see mine.
He's got a beautiful backswing.
He got all of that one. So maybe Bill Murray wasn't at Knollwood, but the spring weather brought out some of the more comical shots known to golf.
There's a good bunt. The only play will be the first base. Wild throw. 1 run in.
It looks like a miracle. It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
Trees go first.
It's just such a great game, but it also just reaffirms every year that I'm not a very good athlete, and I can understand now why the coach didn't play me. I used to think that he didn't like me, but in fact, he could recognize I didn't have talent.
Don't worry, Coach. With about 8 months to go until winter, you'll have plenty of time to work on it. With a little help from Bill Murray, Mike Stack, Eyewitness Sports.